What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new review. Today we are checking out the Pixel Slate, the latest tablet from Google that's basically trying to replace your computer, and depending what you do on your computer, this tablet may actually be able to replace it. Me personally, I've been using this for just over a week and I kind of replaced my computer with it, so everything that I did on this tablet. Now, this isn't exactly cheap, so the cheapest version is about $600 and the most expensive one is about $1,500. And you have to buy the keyboard and the pen separately, so this can become a $2,000 tablet basically very quickly. I have the version that has the i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage, and for what I do with it, this is more than enough power. I mean, I answer emails, I upload videos, I answer comments, I can have a bunch of tabs open at the same time, I can have a couple of applications open at the same time, and I can even do some light video editing, but for video editing, of course, you're going to be somewhat limited by the apps that are available for it. So this tablet is running Chrome OS, but you also have access to all the apps available in the Google Play Store. So for example, for video editing, I use the Power Director and it works fine for some light video editing, but I don't think this tablet could replace my Mac for video editing. As a tablet, it is fairly big and somewhat heavy, but the weight is very well balanced. So whenever you're holding the tablet, it just doesn't feel that heavy. So the top is not heavier than the bottom and the bottom is not heavier than the top, if that makes any sense. And that makes it very comfortable to hold. On the front, we have a 12.3 inches screen that has a 3000 by 2000 resolution, and we also have somewhat large bezels around the screen, but I don't mind those that bad because it makes it easier to hold the tablet and not touch the screen at the same time. The screen is one of the best screens that I've seen on any tablet. The colors look absolutely gorgeous, the viewing angles are great, and the screen gets bright enough so you can use the tablet pretty much anywhere, but there is some reflection depending how the light hits the screen. But overall, this is a really nice looking screen. We also get two speakers, they're both front-facing speakers, and once again, these are probably the best speakers that I've heard on any tablet, so they get loud enough, the bass is good, so really no complaints about the screen and the speakers. And watching something on Netflix, for example, that's a great experience as well. The tablet's body is made out of metal, we get nice rounded corners, and the back isn't slippery, and that's important because some other tablets that I've tried in the past are quite slippery. But whenever you use this as a tablet, well, the back gets full of fingerprints and it looks kind of ugly, and there is no way around that. We also have a power button that has an embedded fingerprint scanner, so now you don't have to enter your password every single time. You can just touch that fingerprint scanner and the tablet unlocks. We have some volume buttons and we also have two USB-C ports, one on each side of the tablet. Through those USB-C ports, you can basically plug in anything to this tablet and everything that I tried works. So for example, I tried an external hard drive, that one works without any problems. You can plug in an external microphone, so USB microphone. You can charge other devices from your tablet. You can plug in like a USB dongle and then plug in some SD cards. So pretty much everything that I tried, everything that I use on my computer works with this tablet as well. I'm pretty sure you can also connect a printer to it because I've done the same with my phone, so I don't see why it would be different on this. So pretty much everything that you use on your computer works with this tablet, something that for example wouldn't work on the iPad Pro. And we're moving on to the keyboard, so the keyboard that you have to buy separately. The keyboard attaches to the tablet with magnets, and every time you attach the keyboard, the tablet switches to a desktop mode, so it gives you a more laptop-like experience, if that makes any sense. So the tablet feels more like a Windows machine. This way you can move apps on the screen, you can make the windows smaller or bigger and so on. So it feels more like a laptop, and this is the way that I've been using the tablet 95% of the time. There is a magnetic flap on the back that attaches to the back of the tablet basically, and you can move it higher or lower so you can adjust the viewing angle, and as long as you use this on a desk, it works really good. The keyboard has round keys that are backlit and it looks very different, but in a good way. But it will take you a few days to get used to the round keys, but once you start getting used to them, you're going to notice that you're typing a bit faster than you would on a regular keyboard. And as I said, if you're using this on a desk, it works really good. The mouse pad works good as well, but if you're coming from a Windows machine, it may take you a day or two to get used to the new gesture. So for example, to right click, you actually tap on the mouse pad with 2 fingers. So stuff like that, but after a couple of days using this, you shouldn't have any issues. Now, if you don't use this on a desk and you try using it on your lap as you would with a laptop, well, then it doesn't work that well. First of all, the keyboard kind of moves left, right, left, right. Sometimes it even presses the mouse pad by mistake by itself, basically. And that flap on the back is gonna move left, right. So it's a mess, and it's almost impossible to use this as a laptop on your lap, basically. So you're kind of gonna have to use it on a desk or just remove the keyboard and use it as a tablet. Because me personally, I just get frustrated whenever I'm using it, holding it on my lap. So keep that in mind. If you use your laptop on your lap a lot, this will not be the best combination out there. When using the Pixel Slate in the desktop mode, so the keyboard attached, the experience is very similar to what you would get from a Chromebook. I had a bunch of tabs open in Chrome, I had some apps open next to those tabs, and there was almost no lag for pretty much everything that I've done. Of course, you have access to all those extensions in the Chrome Web Store, and as I said earlier, you also have access to all the apps available in the Google Play Store, and you can install pretty much any app from there. Now, some apps aren't exactly optimized for tablets, they're made for phones, so whenever you open some apps, they look a bit strange on the tablet, but hopefully that will be addressed in the future, and more apps can probably be optimized for tablets, since Google is pushing the Chrome OS towards tablets now. When you're using it in the tablet mode though, it doesn't feel as smooth as it does in the desktop mode, and that's kind of ironic because this is a tablet, but Chrome OS is new to tablets, right? So they're mostly optimized for the desktop experience, and I'm imagining that they're still tweaking the software, and it will probably get better in the near future with updates. So if you have like 10 apps running in the background and you're trying to switch in between those apps, you will definitely feel that the tablet is slowing down. And that's not something that usually happens in the desktop mode. So it is ironic because this is a tablet, it's not exactly a desktop computer or a laptop. You can also get a pen for it, and the pen isn't the cheapest thing out there. And what's strange about the pen is the fact that there is no place to put it. So if you close the tablet, then there is no place for the pen, and you're gonna have to keep the pen separately somewhere. Me personally, I don't use the pen that much. However, you can do some cool stuff with it. You can take screenshots, you can just copy a part of the screen, you can use it as a laser pointer and so on. So you can also draw with it, but me personally, I'm not that great at drawing. My daughter did a better job than me and she loves the pen. But it's just kind of strange that there is no place to actually keep the pen anywhere on the tablet, and you're probably gonna forget it or lose it somewhere this way. And I forgot to mention that we have two cameras as well, one on the front and one on the back. And I was kind of hoping that the cameras would be just as good as on the Pixel 3 phone, but they aren't that good. There is a portrait mode in there as well, and if you do want to take pictures with the tablet, yes, you can take pictures with the tablet, but the pictures don't look as amazing. I mean, they still look good for a tablet, but not as good as the Pixel phone. But for video calling, they do more than okay. And it's time to conclude this video. So the Pixel Slate is absolutely gorgeous. I love the screen on it, I love the speakers on it, I love the battery life, I love the performance. It's great for what I do with it, but keep in mind that I didn't pay for it. So I didn't spend, I don't know, $1,300 to buy this. If I would have had to spend $1,300, I'm not sure if I would have bought this or if I would have bought like a regular Windows computer. Because I still feel that I can do more stuff with a Windows computer than I can do with this. Now, for everything that I do on it, it works great because I don't do that much on it. I mean, uploading videos, answering comments and emails can be done from anything, including my phone. So, it's gonna be tough to sell this tablet. It's great, but I just don't know who's gonna buy this tablet over a computer when you can buy a computer for roughly the same money. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.